Here's our second Shaar on Secrets of Secrets of Torah, Rosh Hashana. Here's number base, and these are the words of the Rav. The Rav says as follows: If he would have been able to hold himself back from intercourse on that day, v'gam minachet, and also he wouldn't have eaten from the Priya Eitz till the raw. Mamtin ad Leil Shabbos, and he would have been able to wait until Shabbos there was a chalois of Shabbos that it fell, so that now he's in Shabbos, but he didn't. Or you call olam katiknan, then all the worlds, all the universes would have been in the right order. They would have been rebuilt properly. That's all explained. Remember that he said that what happened was there was a shvir and everything fell apart. This is the situation we find ourselves in now. Nadav Rishon was in the world to be able to put that back together again. But he didn't. And he's telling you why. The Tiv writes on this, because Shenolad Adam Rishon, Lo Hoya Dayan Tikkun Olamot B'Shleimus. So the rebuildings of the worlds that broke, that is, we're talking again about the what we call the death of the 7 kings that are mentioned in Parshas Shalach, Beshalach, at the end, where the kings of Esav are all mentioned over there. There's 8 of them, but the 7 of them broke. So this is actually a remez to this secret. This is that of the breaking of the vessels of the world. So man was created not in the normal way of a yichud, which is face to face, but in fact said he was created by what they call a zivug of ach to ach. The basic concept here is that the male-female aspect that you see in the Garden of Eden, the story with Eve, she was made out of his back. So she's actually, she was more condensed. But the more spiritual element of that is back to back. Back to back is to protect themselves because the forces of the other side are always attacking our behinds. They're coming after us from the back. They're whispering in our ears and criticizing us and telling us terrible things and motivating us to do bad things. Because Shem Bechek Abba Ve'ima, that's also the rest of it, is that they become to the bosom of Abba Ve'ima. They go to a higher level, a deeper level of consciousness, of reality, and then they can make a yikud there. But in the lower worlds, no. So in order to be able to build everything back the way that it was before the Shvira, or not the way that it was, but to build a functioning world, to bring the Shefa of Hashem into the world and create tremendous blessing. So he said, Be'im choyim mamtim ad leil Shabbos hizdaveg bo. So that if he would have had his wedding night on Shabbos night, when his wedding was supposed to be, because then it would be possible for them to have a mating, let's try that, a mating face to face instead of back to back. All this takes a lot more explanation, but that's the basis of it. Because the main part of the tikkun had to be done by Adam Arishon, V'Chava, who is his other side. They were created as 2 different systems, but 2 systems. Her system, a female system, and a male system. And this is the development of what we call their anpin and his nook, and his female aspect. And then, if there would have been a zivug, panim, then all of the worlds would have lined up and have been in the proper order. But he didn't wait. Ad Leil Shabbos, to the night when there was actually to have their wedding night on Shabbos. It is David b'yom shishi, but instead he had his mating on the 6th day. Sha'az noilad Kayin v'Hevel, and this brought out Kayin and Hevel. V'nosa dekach chetal tzivui Hashem shetzivu v'lo mikol eitz agan ochel ta'achel, and not only did he miss the time of his mating, but he also went over the admonition of Hashem He could eat any fruit that he wanted from the garden, but not this one. You shouldn't eat from it. But he went over that. He went and did it anyway. And he ate from the tree of Tov, of good and evil. And since now that we can't get everything back together again until that is this world, until we get to 6,000 years, or complete the 6,000 years. So Anam, so he says like this, the Tiv says like this. Bepratos yesh b'kol shana v'shana, zivu prati shal parts of Hashanasi b'shmini etzeres, shabo na'asach hayichud hashalim pana b'pana. Every specific year, he says, I was translated a little bit better. He says, we see that in detail, in every single year, there is a yichud of the female and male aspects of the universe. It is what we call a yichud shalem, a complete and total mating, which comes only when they are facing each other, panim b'panim. Ki Adam Arishon, Avshatikin as Chalkos, that Adam Arishon, even though that he was able to say he rebuilt himself, but since it wasn't in its same strength, and he wasn't in Gan Eden anymore, so therefore, the amount that he was able to do was just a small amount of the main tikkun that he needed to do before the chet. And since we know that Zah is made out of 6 different measures, Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, L'chein mischalek zer anpin l'sheish elef partsufis. So then zer anpin therefore is divided into 6,000 different systems. Ba'ovi. What it means like this: if you took 10 spheres, he's calling it a 6, but let's say it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you'd have 1 to its left, exact duplicate. But it's further away from the core of light, which is, say, the very center, and then right next to it you have 10 spheros. Next to it you have another 10 spheros, next 10 spheros, next, so on ad infinitum, until you get to 6,000 here, he says. So he says, that's called Ovi, going this way instead of that way. He said, Shana misaknim parts of Echad. Every year we make a different tikkun in one of them, and this is what they call the zivug or the tikkun shanasi for the year. So every year of the 6,000 different pieces that you have going further and further away from the core, there's a tikkun in each one of them every year, and it comes back and makes a yichud. So it's going like this, sliding back in, sliding back in, sliding back in, and that's what we're doing. Adam Arishon Tikkun HaChelek HaChitzoni V'Yoser Shalachem. What was Adam Arishon actually, after the Chet, able to do? He only was able to be B'Sakein, the most outside one. So he pushed it towards the next most outside one. Always forming more and more Yehudim. Yehudim are joinings together, because remember that the concept is, as we finish, the Shem is one, his name is one. And we're in a world where there's, it's hard to see unity in anything. But the reality is that it is only him. So we keep going more and more towards the core. And until we go through the 6,000 years. Then there will be a complete tikkun in Zah. The Shkina b'Shlemos, and the Shkina and Shlemos. Let me say this one more time, so I understood it better. Saying the Zah is basically 6 spheros. He's the spheros of what we call Chagat Nai, Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferes, Netzach, Hod, Yesod. That's basically what Zah is. But in each one of those are 10. And you could divide it into 10s in many different ways, and that's what we do. I don't think I need to say anything more about that. All the best.